We talk about a lot of positions and a lot of people who maybe tuning in for the first time or listening for the first time. JD was not only a tight end, JD was also a special teams coach. So JD has a lot, obviously JD has a lot to say, but a lot of things within the NFL world and the entire everything. But special teams, that's one of his fortes here. So he's not just a tight end, he's a special teams coach as well. It's also among the many hats JD wears, special teams coach is one of them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So a new look could be coming to the Chiefs punter room this year, and this maybe a third year in a row. Go from Townsend to Araiza to this new guy. But special teams coach Dave Toub didn't mince words on the competition going on for the Chiefs punter job, and it is real.
Really?
After Matt Araiza's kind of up and down season, I would say roller coaster of a year, booming bombs, but very shaky accuracy. KC brought in USC standout Eddie Czaplicki, the guy that I was a big fan of. We were talking about doing the UDFA. That's a sneaky, one of our best pickups. Ray Guy Award winner. He was the overall standout. And this is a guy that I said I think has a shot to take over our guy Araiza's job. And hearing Dave Toub talk about it, sounds like he's got. I don't know if the coaches play favorites, JD, but we'll talk about it on the other after the soundbite. It seems like Dave Toub's got a favorite in the punter room. We'll listen to what Dave Toub has to say about the punt battle going on here.
We're looking for him. He's got a bomb of a leg. He can hit the ball long. We need more hang time on his punts, more vertical power, and then we need more accuracy in the pooch area, which is getting balls inside the 20. Yeah, getting inside the 20. So that's what he's really emphasizing, during this offseason. He's an NFL punter. Again, this would be the third time we had this. We had it with Jack Fox, we had it with Raquel, and we have it again because both of these guys are NFL caliber guys, and it's the competition is real. So Eddie's doing a great job at this point.
You put the new guy in that category, Jack Fox.
I would.
Recount.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's early. I know it's early, but he's very talented. He got hurt late in the year in college. He was a Ray Guy winner. Last year. So he got hurt late in the year, and he kind of slipped and didn't get drafted. And we pounced. Those guys did a great job of getting him in our building, and and we've had the history of developing guys and those guys moving on. So that helped us too, be able to get a free agent that that has the caliber that he is.
Wow.
Yeah, right. It kind of stands out to you right there. Because the first part of that soundbite was him talking about what Araiza needs to fix this year, and the second part of that soundbite was obviously Czaplicki. But JD, based on what you've seen from Araiza and based on what you heard from Dave Toub, is Matt Araiza truly the best option for the Chiefs going forward, or is Czaplicki's consistency and poise enough to unseat the punt god? Based on what you saw from Dave Toub right there.
Well, I think Dave is just reiterating that this is a real competition going on. And so some of the things that Araiza might have been lacking last year was consistency, ball placement, like saying getting down inside of the 20, but he also say getting the ball vertical, also too, we're talking about hang time. So we're talking about field position and we're talking about coverage, which is very important. It's very important because it dictates what you're going to do, against defense-wise. And you want to be able to pin a team back. There's no sense getting out there and punting and all of a sudden to get it on, the 20 and coming out and do. You don't want guys doing that. Okay, you want guys to get down there and cover so they can sit there right there on the goal line and protect. Okay, the end zone. But if this young guy, how you say his last name? Czaplicki?
Czaplicki.
Okay. Czaplicki. All right. Is everything that he's talking about, man. This is a rave review, from Dave, and that's not going to be easy for him. He's seen a lot. And when he's sitting there saying it's a real competition, Araiza better watch out, because if this young buck right here, man, if he's putting it where he needs to, it ain't gonna cost a whole lot of money either, and he's consistent, man. Why not? Ray Guy winner. He put him in all these different categories. I'm like, wait a minute, you already? That's high praise. That's high praise on a young guy like that. So, look, it's NFL. Right? We said it's not for long. and they're always trying to replace you. That's the way it works, Marcus. And so we're gonna see during camp. I can remember certain camp battles between kickers. Those things are always fun. It is. Those jokers are very competitive as well, man. I mean, they're we're talking about a very particular skill set, and it's not something that you can sneeze at. I mean, this is something that needs to be respected for what they do. And I know this just being a special teams coach, or just getting the ball out there, the timing of it, the kick coming off your foot. There's a lot there. But if Czaplicki, right?
Czaplicki, yeah.
Czaplicki is putting it where it needs to. Hey, man, you can unseat the punt guy.
Czaplicki can kicky.
Czaplicki can kicky. Yeah. So no, this is real. It's real.
I mean, because usually, like when we listen to some of these coaches talk, and I say, JD, can you kind of like read through the coach speak there? Like when you listen to Dave Toub speak, it's like you don't need to kind of read through that. It's pretty obvious. Like he was like excited talking about him, which is interesting. And also too, even like obviously Ray Guy Award is a big time award given to punters. But like, and obviously he's a special teams coach, so like that, he loves that. But like, not often you hear like coaches or positional coaches talking about an award a guy won in college. Like you never hear a guy. I don't hear often where guys go, yeah, he was the Butkus Award winner or the Blitnikoff Award winner. You don't usually hear the positional coaches even talk about that stuff. The fact that he referenced it, and also, I mean, like the numbers are what the numbers are. I mean, like obviously it's college, but punting is one of those things where it's like the way you punt, right? I mean, that's just something that kind of like carries over. Obviously, it's a little faster in the NFL, but still, like punting it. I mean, his numbers here, like we talked about it on when we first signed it, but just going back, 25 of his punts were inside the 20, 10 of the punts were inside the 10, 4 inside the 5, and only recorded 1 touchback the entire season. And this is a team that punted a lot. USC was not good last year.
Yeah. Wow. It's pretty good. What did he average?
He averaged 47.8 yards on 43 punts, totaling 2,057 yards.
Okay. 47.8?
47.8 was his average.
Okay.
And the punt count was 48.8 last year, if you want to compare the two.
Yeah. But even with that, the average on that, it all just still depends on accuracy. We talking about coffin kicks inside, bouncing it back, putting a little English on it. You know what I mean? Like that, all those things matter, especially like hang time too. So your average, if you're keeping guys from returning the football and you're getting down and you're covering, man, I'll give up at, what is that, yard and a half or something, yard point? Yeah, shoot, that ain't nothing. Go ahead and do that.
And looking at, so Araiza had 4 touchbacks in the postseason alone, 2 in the Super Bowl, 9 in the regular season as far as touchbacks. So he was kind of what Coach Toub was talking about, the things he wanted him to improve on, and that's something that just based on Czaplicki's college history, doesn't seem like that's not really his thing, right? Only 1 last year, only 1 touchback. So it's funny because like the one's got the accuracy, it seems like, and the other one's got the it's kind of a battle between accuracy versus power. That's what seems like kind of the battle is here between the two. And as far as a special teams coach, power doesn't mean much if you're not going to be accurate with it, or is it? I mean, obviously you have to find a kind of a happy medium between the two. But as far as if you were to choose between an accuracy or a strong, legged punter, where would you kind of go?
Accuracy. Obviously, all those guys are going to have strong legs. I don't think any punter is not going to have a strong leg, especially if you're going to be in the NFL. Let's just be real with that. So if he's added on with the accuracy of it, that gives him somewhat of a leg up, pun intended. And so you had to think about, like I said, the same thing, like field position. It's coverage. It's about pinning teams back. And if a guy is more consistent in doing that, look, special team coaches, they love their guys. They love all the punters and kickers. They love each and every one of those dudes. But they have no problem, like anybody else, of moving on from a guy. And he's saying this, Dave is saying it loud and clear, like, hey, man, it's some real competition. Do not get comfortable. So what if you thought you did? And, and the reason was off because he had that whole deal that was happening with him, right? And so, maybe he was just a little rusty from not kicking like he should have been. Who knows? But either way, this young guy, Czaplicki, or C-Zap, as what's the name is calling him, he's making a run for it. And I think really, Marcus, when you do say Ray Guy Award and Bolitnikov and Butkus, it's because you want to. That's validity. You want to validate. That's validation on who a guy is. So he's like, hey, you know this guy was a such and such winner, right? And so this is he didn't get this award because he looks good and he dances well. It's because the sucker is official. So you got to realize, man, that these things matter, especially like you were talking about in the playoffs. Like, hey, we ain't looking to get the ball up like that. We want pin jokers. We're gonna make it harder for them, and it puts us in a better position. Because then all of a sudden, what you do is it all dictates what you're gonna do defensively. How are you gonna bring pressure and all those different things, right? So it opens everything else up. But now that's a real battle right there, man. It's a real battle. So
that might be one of the top battles of the training camp is the punt battle, which is going to be interesting, right? The Punt God versus the Ray Guy Award winner, which is interesting duo. Someone mentioned this too. This is also, I'm curious. I want to see through the mind of a special teams coach. Obviously, we're talking about what they can do punting the ball, right? Power, leg, or the accuracy. But one thing that Araiza showed last year was guy's not timid at all. That guy was putting his head down, going to make some good thumps out there. I mean, we see punters usually get dominated or steamrolled. He went out there a few times last year, laid a lick. Is that something that kind of goes? Is Toub even looking at that at all? Like how much he's willing to go out there and make a tackle, or is he like, no, you have one job and it's to pin this defense back, or pin the offense back. I don't care. I don't really care about you making tackles. I mean, I want you to.
Well, I'll say this, man. Shoot, if you get to the kicker, something done went wrong. Something went wrong. And bravo making the tackle and getting the hit, but was that your fault? Did you outkick the coverage? Or did you not put it where, the guys get down there and in position to cover their lanes? So you're just covering your tail, making the tackle. You might have been a problem. And if not, it's the coverage. So then we had to get on those guys too. So yeah, no, it's a plus. Absolutely, if a guy can make a tackle. You don't want no dude that's not going, he's whipping if a guy comes back. Or we watched, who was that, tore his ACL because somebody cut back on him. I forgot what it was in a game. He did that to a kicker. Ended up tearing his ACL, his meniscus, and because the dude, put a move on it. So you want a guy who's a little bit athletic. So I don't know, Czaplicki, if he's, a guy that can do all those different things and come down, sure, you might take it into account. But that, like I said, Marcus, a reason going down doing that, it might have been his problem. That might have been his fault. He might have created it. So
interesting. Yeah, see, that's you see things that we don't see as a special teams coach. Your mind goes to certain places with that. We see it. Oh man, our partner can lay a thump, but actually, like, okay, well, why is he making that tackle?
Yeah, everybody getting up. Yeah, man, get hit. I'm like just looking at the sucker like, man, got it. What are you talking? We wanted to go to the right side, right corner. That's where the coverage was going. Oh, I'm sorry, Cole. Yeah, you sorry. You better make that tackle. If you're not, we was replacing you the next day. You was out of here. So it happens like that, man. It happens. Seriously. Was it Grammatica? Yeah, he got hurt celebrating. Remember him jumping up and down? And yeah.
I looked up kicker tears ACL on a tackle. The first thing that came up was Nate Kading when Percy Harvin returned it on him back in the day.
Yeah. Oh, that's nasty. Like, oh, shoot. It looked like he got shot after, like sniper hit him. Bow.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, man. It's crazy stuff, man.
So
Stu's in the hospital. Stu, get well,
brother.
That's what he said. So,
Oh, Stu.
well,
Sorry,
Stu,
buddy.
doing all right. Doing all right. Yeah.
Send our love to you, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Tell Mike Allstott to come out there and come knock on your door.
Yeah. Yeah, Baker will deliver some donuts to you, buddy. Our guy Baker will show up.
Yeah. Just like when I was a punter, I'd be the first one downfield. I do miss hitting people with full pads on. You could do that back in the day, but now them jokers so fast, man. They are hauling tail to get down there.
Mm-hmm.
If you beat some of those jokers right there after you kick the ball, then we probably need to replace some of the coverage guys. So,
Jay, when I made the comment earlier about how punting is one of those things that, like, how much different is punting in the NFL versus college? Like the speed of it. I mean, how much adjustment is there?
Oh man, so you're talking about, the whole transaction is like guys got to know it's going to be a lot quicker, okay? And you do have to be accurate. You just can't be anywhere. Hang time is very important. Like all the things Dave was talking about are very important, vital to what you do. So, in college, you could probably kick the ball down, and get a subpar coverage team and do what you need to do. Or maybe some guys may not even take the chance and opportunity to return one. So you're going to have a big difference right there. But it is about how good a guy is. So if this guy was rated at the top punter in college, come on, man. We might see a changing of the guard, brother.
I know, and the fact that Toub not only praised Czaplicki, but he praised our front office for going out and getting him. So we got the best punter in college last year, Ray Guy Award winner, and kudos to the staff to go out and get him. It's like, whoa! It's like, Toub, did you have him circled on your must draft or something?
Right. Well, I mean, look, everybody has a say. They do, and so they asked Dave, what do you think about him, special teams wise? He's going to give his account. And especially if, I think I was looking at, I think Araiza was 12th or something as far as punters in the NFL, which is not bad. It's not. I mean, 12th. But maybe he's sitting there having a standing man, we trying to be fifth or top three. And if his young buck could come in and kind of do those things, shoot.
Do you have an early betting favorite on this? If you had to make a bet between the two? Does Toub's the way Toub sound off about Czaplicki? Does that say you might be higher than many think?
Hey man, he could like him. I'm gonna love him, but that sucker might come out and lay an egg. That sucker might become Shanks McGee all of a sudden. We don't know that. Shanks, look at Shanks over there. No, so we just had to see. I had to see him practice and see how the battle was going. So I love to hear it. Love to hear it.
Yeah, Rich Cooper says, Toub was in on this kid by the way he talked about him. Could be a really interesting battle. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and then, money factor comes in. I don't know what Araiza's making, but it might come in too. He probably not making a whole lot of money, but
I think it's a little more than what Czaplicki's making as a UDFA. If I had to make a guess on that.
Hey, look. Hey, they try to sign folks, right? Trey Smith ain't in practice, and they let me see. Let's cut some of the meat off over here. Some of the fat. Let's cut some of the fat over here. So
yeah, so let's say a few shekels for for Trey Smith's contract. Yeah, and also too, I think Spags, the same press conference, made a comment about, because it was the same day Colquitt came in to do one last punt, and Spags was like, yeah, he landed one right inside the 5, and it's like, oh, the theme of staying within the 20.
And they all did his turn, look at their reason
the whole team at the staff is thinking it.
Oh yeah. Oh, hell of a punt right there, Dustin. DC, good job. Wow. Why did he come out of retirement? And I know it's it was heated. He reads up out back there steaming son of a.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great great competition between the two of them. Obviously, I know punt's not the sexiest thing, but You know, it's going to be, I mean, like you said,
It's
it
nothing.
yeah.
Marcus, it's nothing. It's just it is. It is. So that's the reality. That's the reality. So
100%. Yeah, and I think Ray Cal, the guy they mentioned that we had last year's camp, yeah, he was the one who competed with Araiza. I think he was, if I'm not mistaken, he was one of the best punters in the league last year. But was it Cincinnati, I believe?
yeah, punter?
Ray Cal, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, from BYU. He was the BYU punter that competed with Araiza last year.
Yeah.
I don't know where he ranked, but Ray Cal, like Rekhhow.
Yeah, Ray Cal. Yeah, he was just one ahead of him. I'm looking at it right now. I had to pull up.
Oh, he one ahead of Araiza?
Yeah, just one ahead of him.
Interesting.
Yeah.
There you go. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.